Does it look like I'm in a vampire movie? Does it look like soon I'm gonna start floating like this and spinning around like this lighting is absolutely crazy, guys. What is up with your YouTube? How are you guys doing, man? It's been raining and thundering all day, so it is gonna be dark. It is gonna be lightning flashes every once in a while. It's gonna be a little thunder every once in a while. I'm currently force feeding myself an entire bowl of a gumbo, or I keep saying gumbo, but I mean pot roast. And that's because I've been neglecting my food. I need to start eating more because I'm gonna be burning so much calories with the Amazon job. But on another page from off of the Amazon job stuff, right? Something I noticed with my content and constantly getting like peak and gaining more followers and viewers and likes is you guys really like philosophy content. And you're probably wondering, what do I mean by the philosophy content? Today I posted what was the purpose of life as a human, and yesterday I posted who is God, or is God real? Those were two philosophy kind of videos that I posted, and they did pretty well. And what I saw a video of today was saying somebody that posts a video every single day and gets one view, one like, one additional follower, any of these things, one additional comment is growing their account. And I've noticed that I've kind of been thinking to myself, my account's not really growing, like it's not going too far because I'm expecting some like crazy big boom, which is unlikely to happen. It's a very gamble in the dark kind of situation. I don't know why I just jerked off a ghost, but yeah, my bad. He probably enjoyed it, but like I was saying, I'm kind of neglecting the fact that it is growth. I am still growing. I'm having a lot of comments on my shorts now. I'm getting a lot of likes on my TikTok post all the time. I'm getting a lot of views on both platforms. Like, I'm getting the reach that I'm wanting, and I'm getting followers on both platforms. It's just small at a time. I think last week I averaged 15 followers added on TikTok. No, I think I got 15 followers last week, and this week combined. On YouTube is where I got 15 subscribers average. And that was the week before I had 20. This last week I had 15. And then I think this week I had like another 8 or something like that. Because we went from 3.6, I think 5 to 3.69 or something like that. And I think we're at 3.7 right now, which is pretty good. I'm appreciative of it. And like I said, I'm going to keep posting out these content as much as possible. And it's going to only ramp up more from here, hopefully. And hopefully I also don't, fall off because I'm so tired from work. I'm really hoping that's not a thing. And if anything falls off, it will not be my YouTube. So I want to make sure I'm documenting all of this as it happens. Another thing that I was also thinking about, if I can get my train of thought again, is, and I just lost it again. Oh my gosh, we're going to sit here like we used to do and wait till I get my train of thought right now. Chat, I genuinely forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I know exactly what I was about to say. There was a TikTok I also saw earlier today, which was talking about how my best day and my fallback plan is equivalent to your current day and what you do on a regular basis. Now, to further elaborate on that and to explain it into the current situation that I have going on, I used to say all the time to people that would tell me to go to college and would tell me to get a bigger job, or tell me to drop day trading and all that stuff and go full time and all sorts of stuff. I used to tell them that my fallback plan would be to just get a normal job, and that's what most people's fallback plan is usually. But I was gaining the skills and the knowledge that I said that I believed would be important for the future, and they have been important to me. And obviously, I had my successes with day trading. I made a lot of money from it and whatnot. But obviously, I've fallen off of my throne that I used to be on, and I'm back to square one. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that even though I've restarted, or what seems to be that I've restarted, I still have the skills and the knowledge that I need to get to the higher point. And if anything, it's kind of beneficial to me that I did restart, because now I have all sorts of other business models that I have now somewhat perfected, which is my reselling, my thrifting, and any other little niche stuff that I got going on. All these little different survival tools I had to use to stay alive for the past 6-7 months. You know what I mean? It's 6-7, but anything that I had to use to stay alive for these last 6-7 months have added to that arsenal of weapons I have for perfecting my craft. And like I said, day trading is still my major cash cow when it comes to having money, but the problem with day trading is that you need capital to trade. Funded accounts, I do not use funded accounts anymore. I'm probably going to swear off that. Matter of fact, I just lost my funded account that I opened like 3 years ago because I was inactive. And like I said, I wasn't trading on it anymore. I just wasn't going to do it. I was in the green too, like by 3K? Something like that. So I was pretty close to the profit, about 1/3 of the way. And I still decided to just not do it just because I wanted to perfect my mental health before I started hopping back into the charts. And I'm going to keep working on that. I want to make sure my money's good, everything's looking fine, and everything is solved and dandy before I hop back into trading, just so I'm not rushing anything and it doesn't cause me to blow up like I did in the past. So I'm going to take that very seriously. But like I told you guys before, or as I was just elaborating on, my fallback plan was to get a job. I said if I ever lost my job and I ever lost that day trading and I went negative and everything, my plan is to get a job again and basically work like a normal person. And I did exactly that, and I'm doing exactly that. So I basically stayed to that plan that I had crafted for myself all those years ago, saying how, or I just stayed true to myself in general. I was saying how, first of all, Walmart would have been my last job. That didn't end up happening. And I mean, stuff happens, right? Unexpected things happen. I was expecting day trading to be the thing that took me all the way. And like I said, that must have not been the plan. I got my ass sat back down to square one. That lightning was pretty damn close. You guys are going to hear that in a second. But it sat me back down to square one. And like I said, we've built from that, and it's a blessing in disguise either way. It seemed like a curse, and I went through some mental stress and problems and depression and all that stuff, and I had to go through therapy and yada 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 and get closure and all sorts of stuff. But like I said, we made it out of it stronger. I definitely feel like this is a post-game interview, but I definitely feel like we're gonna be able to go a little bit further this time with what I had, if not take it all the way this time. It's less important to me to be highly successful, and it's more important for me to be happy with life and enjoy it regardless of what the situation is or what my financial situation is. So I need to go ahead and work on that a little bit more as much as I can, keep that perfected. And like I said, just stick with the plan that I built myself in the beginning. Stop trying to rush everything. Stay to myself. Solitude is fortitude for me, honestly. And just be persistent. Persistence is key. Consistency is key. And being true to myself is key. And for you guys, it should be the same way. Dedicating yourself to something for a long period of time, let that be 1 year, 4 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, a whole lifespan. I find that it's important that you take pride in what you do. And day trading was that thing that I take pride in, and I will never drop that. And for the past me to have set myself up for the future in such a great way to where I don't even have to really do too much work right now. I mean, obviously I have to do enough work to get me back to where I was at, but it should be 2 times faster than it was in the past, which it is. It took me 1 year and 2 months to start day trading and being profitable. And this time around, getting back to profitability, I believe it'll only take me about 6-7 months. 6-7! I'm so sorry, guys. But it'll take me about 6-7 months to get back to where I was. And honestly, from there, like I said, now that I've learned these lessons and I've been through all of the fire, even if I were to fall back again, same plan. And I'm gonna say it on video this time if I didn't say it in the last time. The same plan. If I were to fall again, my plan is to come back from square one and gain more ability. It's just gonna make me stronger and stronger. You might be thinking like, okay, cool, that's fine and all, but like, nobody really does this. Have you not? Or I had a mentor at one point. I'm not gonna say his name, but he did real estate. And when I was like, I think 16 or 17, that's not a 6-7 joke, I'm just saying. I was like 16 or 17, I think I was 16. My teacher gave me the phone number of somebody that was a real estate agent in my area. I went ahead and I skipped the first part of school to go to his class. I remember arguing with my parents about it and saying how I'm going to do it because this could be a potential big part in my future, which I could have went the route of being a real estate agent and working for him. He did give me that opportunity, but yet I told him no because that's not what I saw myself doing in the present time. So yeah, I went there that day. We had a meeting. He had a guest speaker come in and they both had a meeting with me and talked to me. And they entertained my questions and they were basically saying how what did they end up saying? Oh yeah, they were basically saying at my age, I'm way ahead of the curve, which I didn't believe such and I still don't believe as much, but I mean, kind of seeing my peers looking left and right, the average of us is smoking, drinking, partying, doesn't have a good job, and is doing the absolute most dumb crap they could think of, right? For my age, do I believe I'm mature? To an extent. I feel like I know more. It's not that I'm mature. I'd say I'm a goofy ass dumb dude, but like, I feel like I can go about life in a better way. Like, I know what the do's and the don'ts are, and I feel like other people do too, but it's harder for them to say no to their flesh, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say it in like a biblical kind of term, but like, I feel like people just fall victim to that mentality of like, everybody else is doing it, I have to do it. And I've always been kind of like a secluded person where I'm like, I'm gonna do me regardless. Like, it doesn't matter what you say, what's right and wrong. At the end of the day, if it's my moral compass telling me that I should do it or I shouldn't do it, I'm gonna do it. And I've always been strong with that. And if you guys haven't ever heard me say that, you can look on my Instagram page, and there was a video I made back when I was working at Walmart. I think I was pushing one of the carts and I was like flexing my watch or something like that. Fake alabaster watch, by the way. I think I still have that somewhere, I'm not sure. But I used to love that watch, dude. And as I was pushing the cart, I was saying how I hate authority, or how I hated authority. And when I said I hate authority, it's not that it's the literal authority itself. It's the people that think they're above everybody else, and they're able to control you and do whatever they want. And I'm not a rebellious person at all, or I don't think I am, but at the same time I do. And the reason is, if there's a corrupt form of government or leadership or something like that, I'm the person that would rise up against it. I'm one of those people that I believe, if there's something that's wrong in the world, why not fix it? Why not change it? And obviously there's certain things you can't change alone, and that's why I kind of started this kind of community of where I was like, I want this group of people that I can have conversations with, I can debate with. And like my subscribers, for example, I don't want you guys to like me for me. I want you to be able to follow what I say and think, you know, this guy actually knows what he's talking about, or I actually agree with this guy on some terms. I don't like him as a person, but I like what he talks about and I like how he's going about things. Let me fuck with him, you know what I mean? So I don't mean for anybody to follow me like literally, but like when I'm talking about this, I mean as a leader, or I believe as a leader of any kind of group, right? The people, or they call them subordinates. I wouldn't call you guys subordinates or anything. I'd just say my group or whatever. But the subordinates may not like the leader themselves, but they respect the leader enough to follow them into the pits of hell itself. And I always envied something like that because I was like, that's insane. Like, for example, I can't say his name, but you know what I mean? I guarantee you 50+% of his people that followed him did not agree with what he was doing. But because he was a good leader, they followed him. Another example, we could, you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say his name. We could use a different example. Barack Obama. A lot of people didn't like Barack Obama, but because of what he stood for and the actions he was taking, people followed him regardless. Happier times, by the way. But anyways, I'm sure there's other great examples like Sparta or Spartacus and all these other freaking generals back in the day, right? Nobody really liked them for them because they were assholes for some, like for a lot of the people, like emperors. I want to say Lucan, but I know that's not his name, bro. You know who I'm talking about. The guy that had like 1,000 children or something like that. I think he ended up, what was the name? It wasn't Babylon. Damn, I forgot his name. These just basically emperors. All these emperors and all these high-ranking people. Not everybody agreed with what they did, but yet they followed them because the person themselves had a goal in mind that lined up with everybody else's and was effective at what they did. I think, for me personally, I feel as if I have a gift, and I've had people tell me this before. I have a gift to speak and convince and persuade, but yet, and they also say I'm a leader, but I don't see myself as that. I mean, I can see myself as a leader. I'm usually a lead in anything that I do for the most part, but I don't, that's one of those, like, if you're Christian or whatever, but I feel like that's one of my gifts or one of my blessings that I have that I just don't, it's not that I don't want it, it's that I'm kind of scared of it, if that makes sense. I feel as if any form of power that you have follows with chaos and envy and hatred and all sorts of other negative things, right? It can cause the positive, but at the same time, having those abilities makes you a target. Now, as you guys know, one of my biggest things I say I don't like or that I fear with this social media stuff is having a large fan base. And I feel as if I keep doing this, it's inevitable that I'm going to grow my fan base. And it's going to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm pushing like 50K, 100K, like a mil, like if I get fortunate enough, I'm pushing high numbers, like, and those are people, and the fear for me is not the fear that I'll have so many people, it's the fear that I'll have so many people that watch my life, listen to what I say, and having that amount of power, I feel like is just, like, what do you do? Like, I mean, obviously I know what I would want to do with that power. I would want to, like, build, and I'd want to make some kind of peace, or I'd want to, you know, flip the tide, but I don't feel like I have the intelligence to do that. I feel like I have the ability for leadership, I just don't have the intelligence. Now, you might be thinking, well, you're kind of smart to me, but it's not in the case of that. I feel as if it's like an army almost. So a lot of YouTubers don't think of it this strategically, but obviously I listen to a lot of like general shit and a whole lot of social studies and stuff. That was one of my strongest strong points at some period in time, you know, not anymore though, I'm kind of dumb, but psychology and all this other stuff. And I feel as if as a YouTuber, you have an army, like literally you have, think of Corey Kenshin, for example. Corey Kenshin has what, over 10 million people? All he would have to say is like, storm the Capitol, and I guarantee you a third of those people would do it. Now, why is that? It's the influence, the power, and the likability of that person. That is an insane power to have. A third of 10 million is around 3.333333 million people. That's a third. Let's say even a tenth. That's 1 million people to do that. Now, obviously, do I think that would happen? No, but that's just an example for you guys. There's people like Speed. Bro, if you think Speed wouldn't be able to like overthrow an entire country, if he had all of his fans with him at one time, every single one of them, and he just straight up went, charge! Like, he could literally overtake an entire country in a night. I guarantee you. Because the population of people that he would have behind him would be enough to fill, like, all of America, I'm pretty sure. What does he have, like, 32 million followers or something like that? Watch it. Computer. How many people live in America? Probably 300 and something. Yeah, 347 million people. So let's say 32 million people. You don't think he could overthrow a government? He could overthrow a government in a night. You only needed less than that back in the day to overthrow a government, but we're not talking about overthrowing the government, okay? I'm just saying hypothetically, Speed could do it if he wanted to. He could also do for good if he wanted to. Now, if he does it, that's up to him, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So, I know I went on a side rant there. I don't even remember what the topic of this video was, but we're just going to rock with it, right? We're just going to go ahead and finish it up as fast as we can right here. How am I feeling today? I genuinely don't know. I was feeling a lot of frustration in the beginning of the day, and I have started to notice that a lot of my days are starting off negatively to where it feels like it's a bunch of frustration. And I think that's like my social battery going out. I'm not sure if that's because I'm hungry or if I'm just genuinely not wanting to talk to anybody. But anytime I'm around other people, I just feel my mood immediately flip. And I kind of have to be conscious of it at all times so I don't accidentally snap on somebody. But when I'm by myself, it feels like I'm always working, which I like. But maybe that's why. I think I'm always trying to rush to get back to work because I'm trying to be as effective as possible. And I think I'm back in that mental space of where I wanted to be back like a few months ago. What was that, 2 months ago that I was saying I wish the old me would come back? Well, I'm back, and I mean, it feels like I don't want to be around anybody because it feels like it's ineffective to the current workflow that I have going on, you know what I mean? So when I'm by myself, I know I'm getting work done. I know I'm doing something, or I'm doing something productive. Like today, I listed 6 items on Depop. I edited a bunch of shorts. I have a bunch of TikToks ready to go in my camera roll. I took a few pictures. I downloaded a few videos. I had to drive my mom everywhere, and then I came home and I'm recording this video now, and I gotta go pick somebody up later. And then when I come back home, I don't know what I'm gonna do, right? Probably just relax because I've done enough for today. But that's what I'm meaning. Like, I try to stay as effective as I can with my life. and it feels like I'm starting to snap on people again. Like I'm back in that like almost like a hungry monster in the back of a cave, like hunched over like this, just like deforming, like eating a piece of raw meat, and then you walk up on him and he just starts snapping at you and shit. Like that's how I'm feeling really. And not to describe myself as like a monster of some sort, but yeah, I mean, that's genuinely how I feel. I'll go out in public, like I said, around people or something like that, and I just don't want to talk to anybody, look at anybody, or interact with anybody, which goes against that social butterfly kind of personality that I usually have. And I mean, to be fair, I'm not losing that personality at all. Obviously, I'm posting on social media every single day, multiple times a day, but yeah, I feel like it's a matter of physically being, here, like in the present moment, and actually, interacting with people around me. But anyhow, what do I have planned for tomorrow? Tomorrow, if I'm lucky, and if my friend doesn't cop out, or at this point, associate, he's not even a friend like that, because he's inconsistent. If my associate were to not flake out, or not stop talking to me, and I could get the information I need, it seems as if I'm going to be going to the exchange student meeting. Now, if you guys remember, I did bring it up saying that there was going to be a meeting of like Japanese students and Australian students and just international people all in one place, apparently in my local college, which is MTSU. And yeah, I mean, shit, why not go, Like I said, I want to go there and see if I can make some friends, maybe experience some stuff. I don't know, just see some stuff, man, in general. And if it's free, I can see myself going. I just have to pick out a fit. I'm going to be real, and I think I have a fit in mind right now. But unfortunately, it is rainy and it is cold, and I only have shorts, so yeah. I got some nice sweatpants, maybe I'll wear those, I don't know. But it'll be up for debate. Maybe we'll see what happens tomorrow. My phone's about to die. I gotta put it on charge, and I gotta go pick up somebody later today. So I'll go ahead and get this video done with, man. I love you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow's video. I love that you guys are viewing all my videos, and I'm getting higher watch hours and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate the support for sure. The comments, I love the comments more than the likes and the views. I'd rather 500 comments than 5 million views, I'll be real with you. Because 5 million views with no comments is kind of like, eh. But 5 million comments, give me that, bro. I love going through those. I want so many comments that I can't even respond to them all type shit. So I do appreciate you guys showing me love and support, man. Really, it's pulling me closer to the goal that I need to get to, and giving me that kind of, I don't want to say influence, but the ability to do what I can with the power that I have in the palm of my hand. So hopefully with time, I refine that ability, and it can get to the point of where I'm a good leader in order to kind of provide the guidance that people need, Like I said, kind of like Corey Kenshin, he's my idol in that case, of where he just seems to know what to say at all times in the proper way. Obviously, I'm more motivational, like that's my whole thing. But I mean, and I'm not playing video games, but yeah, I do inspire to be like that, especially as a dark-skinned African-American creator. I definitely appreciate people like that. So I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next time, man. Peace.